You know what I mean? Like it was just kind of like hanging out, and it was just bam. You know what I mean? And that's another thing. But that's something I like to talk about as well. But anyway, let you introduce yourself because I end up talking too much like always, and hopefully hopefully the other mic will be working fine.
All right.
Go for it,
and introduce ourselves?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, I'm Little Tucko Chan, new streamer to Caffeine, and did a little bit of Twitch, but primarily Caffeine. And
hey, I'm Exile She-Wolf. Yeah, I'm Exile She-Wolf. I've been on Caffeine about 5 years. Not 5 years, what am I talking about? For like 5 months. I don't know where I got 5 years from. Also been on Mixer too, under the name Glorian Diet Wolf. Yeah.
Gotcha. So basically, almost as long as like Caffeine's been around, then, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gotcha. Well, here, let me just title this up right quick. For anybody who just popped in, or for anybody who's listening, this is episode 16 of Mix It Up on Mixer. It's me, JTFareeldoe, on Mixer.com. We have 2 people on from the streaming platform Caffiene. For anyone, is that platform popular? Oh yeah. I'll explain questions and stuff afterwards. No problem. So if you have any questions, just literally hold on 2 seconds. We'll definitely hit that up too. And if you have any questions, like I said, for either of them from over there about stuff, like I do, I actually have some questions as well because I tried it out, but But like I said, I started going this earlier just before we started, so that's why I waited. I'll go into what I was about to say now. I actually had, like I said, I'll admit it. I kind of just downloaded it just to try it out, like just to see what it was like. The the program, the app on my computer, and then I saw that when I turned on OBS, it automatically had like a hey, hold Control L and you're good to go. So I was like, oh yeah, word. I just kind of did it in the middle of me doing my regular stuff. And which means I didn't have any chat and didn't pay attention. So some people popped in and were like, "Hey, I can't hear you, and you're not responding." So I definitely didn't do it well, and was totally a jerk because obviously I wasn't paying attention. So I can't actually say I streamed there in a proper manner. So I don't have like a good viewpoint from it. That's why I can say I checked it out, but I really don't know. You know what I mean? You have a question for them? Is it fun and easier? Oh, okay, that's actually a great question. So for both you guys, even if you're like compared to Twitch too, I like that you guys both have both perspectives, Twitch and Mixer. But comparatively, do you find it easier and fun than some platforms? Because that's what somebody in my chat's asking.
Well, the thing is, I just got here like earlier this month.
Oh, super new, cool.
Yeah, so Caffeine, from comparison to Twitch, seems a lot more simpler in a lot of ways. While Twitch does seem more advanced in certain ways, but that's also, from what I've noticed, because Caffeine's still in beta.
Yeah, it's still kind of almost not really released yet.
Yeah, it still really needs, it still needs a lot more work done on it, but from what I can tell so far, I prefer Caffeine to it because the community seems nicer. It is a lot more easier to gain traction on here rather than Twitch.
Yeah, I was super curious about that. Only because, one thing I thought was a little weird, right? When I did that, kind of whack ghetto broken stream with no sound, I started to get a little weirded out because I was like, clearly it was like it was garbage content, and even when I was not online, it was so many followers, and I was like, are people just clicking for no reason? Like, obviously they were, because they didn't even see anything, and I have quite a few followers on there, and I've never even really streamed there. So I was starting to wonder what's going on with it, because I was like, who are all these people? You know what I mean? Like, there must be tons of people just kind of fake clicking, you know what I mean? Because that's actually just started to happen on Mixer recently. I've noticed, too. That I was going to bring that up, too. That's something that didn't happen, and I'm talking, this week. It's real weird. I never got random, out-of-the-blue follows that when because I started noticing it, so I would go look into it, and I'd look, and that person would have followed a new 20 new people in that minute. And I was like, oh, okay, something's going on. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wait, there's I don't know if it's either a bot or just people out there going, okay, I'm going to just get my...
Sometimes on Caffeine, pretty much every platform, people are looking for follow, so that's kind of why.
Well, exactly.
It's happening in that
and we were kind of talking about that earlier.
Yeah, and it's funny. I've done actually a couple episodes on that because it's something that people still can't seem to get in their head that it's not good. It's not useful, and it's fake numbers that don't do anything. Like I mean, I'm coming up on like 5K, and like I think I'm so happy about those numbers, knowing that every one I like every person that like I knew like made a fake account or something, I'd be like, yo, make sure you unfollow me and get rid of that account because I don't want a fake number. You know what I mean? Like I've been so adamant about that since day one, and people I won't follow for follow, like nothing. Like every number is real. You know what I mean? It's real, and it's because so I can rely on it more. Because if I just asked, like this is my joke, right? It's funny, and I think it's kind of right. And obviously I'm not trying to be insulting if you are like, oh shit, I kind of agree with that idea. So I'm not trying to be insulting, but the people that really are into it, I say this is what it is. If the number is all that matters and the people that are behind it aren't real, then I'll grab a piece of paper, I'll write 10 million on it for you, and I'll hold it in front of the screen and be like, this is yours. You have 10 million. I wrote it. That's your number, 10 million, because that's literally all it is. It's just a fake number. You know what I mean? It's a fake number on a screen with not a real community or anything behind it. You know what I mean? So like so I mean, like I said, it's not. I'm definitely not, like I said, not trying to be insulting, but it's something that a lot of people don't realize. It is minimal at best worth your time, because it comes when it comes down to it, it's really time management, man. Because there's a lot of things you can do. You can waste your time going, hey man, looking for like there's tons of people that just pop in, hey, how's it going, with these fake copy pastes that are like, hey, I love streaming, or like, hey, I love your community, this place is awesome, follow me later. And I'm like, dude, and I'm like crazy. Like I watch every single person that walks in and walks out, and I say hi to everybody. That's just how I am. I have my stuff set up. So like when someone comes in and does that, I know if they're fake. So I'm like, no, you're fake because I don't know you yet. And I remember like there's thousands of people, and I still remember almost everybody's name.
Exactly.
So like
that's kind of what I like about Caffiene. Caffiene is kind of all about like they're trying to create new ways to figure out issues. Like I know the issue around like follow for follow. They're trying to figure that out right now. So that's what I love about what Caffeine's doing. They're trying to make progression and pretty much try to do things in their own way, and that's what I love about it.
That's actually pretty cool to know, because it's funny you say that, because I just noticed, hey, what's up, Impulse? I just noticed that stopped a little bit. Like, I'm not getting all those weird random follows, like, because I was getting them on my email. That's the only reason why I know, because I don't go check it. But my email constantly was going, you have a new follower on Caffiene, you have a new follower, and I was like, how? I was like, I don't stream there. Like, it was like I constantly was getting it. It was like every single day, and it doesn't happen anymore. So I wonder if like that, you know, maybe they help fix whatever issue. I should probably shut my sounds off. Yeah, that's gonna happen a lot of people. I forgot about that. Yeah, let me shut my sounds off.
Also to answer your question, concept son, is it eligible to spin my Xbox without a Elgato or something? Right now, it's not an app or anything for Xbox right now. They want to do it in the future. They want Caffiene to be on phones and tablets. They want to be on everything. But right now, the most way to like use Caffiene is like on the PC right now. That's kind of the I mean, some people use Xbox, but they usually use an Elgato or something if you want to do that. But
like I do, like I have my Elgato set up. You know what I mean? Because I have I have my computer and my Xbox, and like it's funny because I remember some people might even remember too from my old ghetto setup. Man, it was so silly. I started with the lap. I remember even my chair was ridiculous. Like it was almost like it's like if someone went and was like, okay, let me give you the absolute most garbage, worthless starting equipment, even down to your freaking chair. You know what I mean? Even the desk wasn't a desk; it was like a sideways arm table thing. Like, you know what I mean? It was ridiculous with a laptop. And it was like, oh, it was crazy. And even the laptop, the keyboard was messed up, so it was a second keyboard attached to it. It was ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's cool because now, I mean, my setup is gangster now. I mean, I have like, this is awesome. I got the studio now. I mean, I have a bunch of screens. I have my, my good mic. I got all my lighting. It's like, it's so funny how things can progress, but you definitely can do stuff bare bones, which is like crazy awesome.
Even with a terrible laptop, like I started Caffiene with the most terrible laptop, and I mean, it's so easy to do Caffiene. All you have to do is download the application, figure out which game you got to play, start up the game, and make sure you have Caffiene open, and you pretty much cast in a second.
Yeah,
and that was pretty much what they were aiming for when they made the program. They just basically set it up towards a standalone. Granted, if you want a little bang from your buck, you could go invest in a few other software, but aside from that, you pretty much only need Caffiene.
See, that's cool. I dig that because when I tried it out, I realized that I was like, oh, okay, cool. You don't need. I mean, obviously, I use OBS and all my stuff. Like, I'm like huge with all my scenes and my sources and my sounds and all my madness. Like I have so many things that I build. So that's the one thing that kind of turned me away. Because I was like, oh, at first I didn't realize you could use it. So I was like, oh, whoa, you're kind of stuck to only this like bare bones thing. Oh my god, that's not for me. But that's me. That's because I'm tech savvy. Like I understand there's so many people that are like, dude, I just want to push a button and go. And I get that. They don't want to be like, hey, I want to spend 8 hours before my stream working on my 8-hour stream. Like me, like I'm like I'm psychotic. But that's awesome. That's just because I'm like I don't stop. I don't ever stop. Like adding new things, making things. Like even just this little scene here. It's not much, but this little scene here. This is probably like my 18th one for MIXIN because I just constantly like, no, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. No, I'm gonna make a new one. No, I don't like that. Yeah, it's always new, always different, and it's cool because people at least like kind of go, oh, they see the progression, and it's funny too because I almost want to show it because it's so hilarious. Like my original stuff. It's almost like I knew. It's almost like someone came to me and they were like, "Hey, make this look as crappy and ridiculous as possible, because in about 6 months you're gonna laugh at this hard." You know what I mean? Like because it's hilarious. It's like it looks like I made it when I was 12, except it was only a few months ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
when
like,
I saw like Caffiene, it looked terrible. But throughout time, it takes a lot of progress to I mean, when I first started Caffiene, I thought I would not even get any followers. But within a couple of months, I got to 300 followers. And that's kind of how much more than I got on our Mixer. So I mean,
that's
Caffiene.
Oh, speaking of that, how long were you on Mixer and Twitch respectively?
I've been on Twitch about as long as I have Caffiene, but only by a few days, and I've only got I don't know.
I was on Mixer.
Yeah, Twitch is super hard, dude. Super hard. I mean, everyone basically already knows that, which is cool. But it's still crazy because it's crazy because people still find success on it, which makes it so, which is frustrating because it's there's thousands. I mean, I even know personally a lot of people who have not only tried or are still trying, and it's and they're not finding any traction whatsoever. But then all of a sudden, you find out all these people that are. So it's it's not impossible, but it is impossible. It really is. It's so luck. It's like a lottery now.
When you have a sample pool as large as Twitch does,
yeah,
it's really hard to take and find one particular It's kind of really hard to be spotted amongst all the static.
Yeah, it is. It's super
with
tough.
the size pool that's in Caffiene right now. The number of people that are there versus the people who are following versus those who are actually streaming. I think that due to that, it makes it where it's a lot easier to get seen on Caffiene.
Sweet.
I can't say that it'll always be that way unless you set up some particular algorithm that makes it to where it's a lot more easier for newer content folks to get spotted versus more popular ones.
Speaking of that,
it could happen.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's just thinking of that. I even my email notifications. I'm not like I said, I don't really use it or anything, but I constantly still get notifications from whoever that guy is. I don't even want to give him any sort of exposure. But because I don't know him, so I don't want to put him. But he's on every day, and it's the whole site's about this weird random guy, some Z guy or whatever. And it's I don't even know who that is, but yet there's still emails about some random guy, and I'm like, are they just pushing some obscure dude?
Caffiene?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It starts with a Z or something. But
I think about Zane from Caffiene.
I don't know. I that probably is it. All I know, it's like a Z name. I forgot it. Like I said, I can't remember it offhand. But but I definitely didn't follow anybody. But I get an email every couple of days being yo, this guy, check him out. I keep thinking are they just pushing somebody in particular? Or is it just random? I don't know.
Caffiene is doing a lot of advertising because I know they are pretty much new. So if you go to Facebook, they're all over Facebook.
That's where I found it was on Facebook.
Well, yeah, it's funny. That's one of the things one of my points I was going to make too about how growth strategies. This is one of the huge main growth strategies I've noticed with going to Caffiene without even going to Caffiene is the fact that Caffiene is pushing Facebook like crazy, and that. You know what that means? So this is what this is something I'm going to say it again real quick because it's worthwhile. You guys probably have heard the hype zone and stuff from Mixer, right? Have you seen the hype zone for Fortnite and PUBG? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, you're talking about like the mass amounts of streams going on for PUBG and Fortnite at the same time.
Okay, well there's a thing on Mixer called the Hype Zone, which is a specific channel. So it's anybody that's in the top 10 has a chance to be featured in there. I actually get featured in there constantly. So and it's actually part of my strategy specifically because I'm a really good Fortnite player. So I push towards that all the time, and I'll like do crazy things, get wins and stuff in front of a large group of people. So those large group of people will see me go, hey, what's up, everybody? What it do? And get into my whole, like when I get all excited and get into my hype mode, everyone's like, they're like, oh shoot, this guy's cool. And then I get huge groups of people. And even if 50 random people like pop in, 3 or 5 of those people will all of a sudden come and hang out, and generally those people end up becoming a part of my community. So I've used that as like a strategy, but I did that because I went, wait a minute. Mixer is crazy pushing the Hype Zone on Facebook as an advertisement, which basically means they're advertising me for every 2 minutes I'm in there. Simple as that. If I'm there for 2 minutes and I'm the person, because it's not like there's multiple people, it's only one. It's one per person, one per time. So those 2 minutes that I'm there going, what up, everybody? That means Microsoft themselves put in a lot of advertisement money to show me. That's how I see that. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking that with Caffiene right now. It's early though. Like it's got to be right now though. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are already there, so you're good to go. But like I'm thinking, anybody who's thinking about it, they got to start now. They got to start right now for that to get the benefit of that. Because I'm telling you, I'm not the only person noticing that. You know what I mean? I'm definitely not the only person going like.
I mean, when you got a Twitch, I mean, and Mixer, it's all about who you have connections to. When you first start Caffiene, it's kind of about you pretty much streaming every day. Like if you're consistent on Caffiene, it's gonna pay off for you. And I think I like about Caffiene, it's not really about like the what kind of game you play, what kind of like connections you have. It's all about your personality.
Yeah, because it's so bare bones that it hardly has the ability to take in. Leave room for impressing in other fields.
See, that's
the only
that's
thing you need is a good mic and a decent whatever you're doing for your. I mean, assuming you're going for gaming because that's what most people do.
Yeah, even though they've been pushing it as like a creative thing too. I've like seen they've kind of been saying like,
we have people in here that who does cooking shows, who do talk shows about animation. I used to do a comic book podcast. I used to, like it's everything, Karen. It's amazing.
See, that's pretty cool. See, I dig that.
All you really need is a good, depending on what you do, you just need a few things that are decent enough to take and get what you're trying to do across, and chances are most people will take it and follow you, because also, like I said earlier, the sample pool's so small, so you're even with
if you need help,
still have the ability to get exposed.
That makes it, that makes you think of like, Mixer right when Mixer became Mixer, like this is a year ago, I guess. But even though that's before I started, because I wasn't started from Beam. That's why like, I've done pretty good, because I've been here like so much, like half the time is like, or even like a quarter of the time is a lot of people around my size. Because like I mean I don't even think I've hit my 6-month mark yet. I don't think I'm like around there, because I was just talking about that. I wish I knew the exact time, because I wanted to kind of be like, hey, it's been 6 months, but I don't know. It's been around that. And I've done pretty good, only because the people I've talked to have been like, dude, I've been here for such and such amount of time, and it's been real tough. And it's weird, because some of it, like you said, I definitely wouldn't say it's like who you know in any way, because it's just like, it doesn't matter. But it's awesome that like it's super helpful and great when there is that organic networking, because and that helps. Like it becomes huge, because the whole host bouncing back thing is I've noticed. A lot of people kind of survive off of that here, and that's cool. That's fine, because their networks kind of keep them together. I'm kind of a little bit more self-contained, which is why I know it's cool. Which means I have like hot days and cold days, because it just kind of depends on like how late I'm on, if I'm on early enough, and sometimes like I have to be on for a while because people don't get my notifications.
Yeah, and on Caffiene, it depends about the time of Caffiene, because we have a lot of people coming from like different areas like UK and like different places in the world. So like it depends on the time that you're broadcasting on Caffiene. I know saying like today Caffiene was on. That kind of interfered with the views was having. So
kind of the flow a little bit.
Yeah. Like, well, I honestly, as you can tell, you know, it's late right now. I generally do late, but the thing is, I usually stream so long. I'll just stream sometimes 8-10 hours or something. So it ends up going so late, it becomes early. So then, exactly, which ends up working out pretty cool because I've met a lot of awesome people from like Australia and stuff. Like Goose, who's in the chat now, one of my mods is from there, and you know, it's pretty awesome. Softkill, it's two. I don't know if you noticed in Discord, it's two streamers that are from Caffeine. We're talking about Caffeine and the difference between Mixer and Twitch. We kind of have both viewpoints.
And we have a fancy name. We usually call ourselves broadcasters on Caffeine.
Yeah. Oh, it's funny. I say both. That's because I know. That's just because I'm pretty good with like talking to people, and I know what people want to hear. And I know some people like hearing, oh, hey, I'm a streamer, and some people like, hey, you're a broadcaster, I'm a broadcaster. So I usually, if you'll notice, as I'm talking about it, even in my like posts and things, I switch all the time. I was like, yeah, streamers, as streamers or broadcasters. I literally go back and forth, but that's just because I know people like to hear both. But it's funny that just happens to be kind of a weird like platform specific thing. So I don't know. Have you? The one other thing I don't think we didn't touch on at all is streaming on Facebook. Have either of you tried that?
I have. I tried it.
Because I
wasn't even aware that was a thing.
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. Yeah, it's becoming a pretty big thing pretty quickly. Like they're starting to monetize it. Oh yeah. That reminds me.
I did Facebook gaming like about a year ago. They sent me email that say, hey, like come test out Facebook gaming or whatever, and I did it for like a week. When I tried it out, it was terrible. It's pretty much a Facebook Live video with OBS. I only got like pretty much one view. It's not good.
Yeah, they're pushing. A year ago is different because they're pushing it pretty hardcore now. Only because I was at PAX East, 2 months ago, and they had like an entire whole setup too. So I know they're definitely like pushing it where they're definitely like setting up entire.
They're trying to push it. They need to do a lot more than just connect Facebook and a live video together.
And I've restreamed to there quite a few times. I was actually supposed to be restreaming to there right now, but I was having a little issue, so I shut it off just so I could be on quicker.
Yeah, how does one even find Facebook gaming? That was someone asked me. They said, how do I even find somebody streaming on Facebook? I was like, I have no idea really. Like I did it.
If you like, one part of the algorithm is it's locally, and if you like let's say you liked Facebook. If you like Fortnite or PUBG or something, it will be like, hey, such and such is streaming this. It'll give you little notifications, and it'll be random. So you can it's almost like featuring. It's almost like random featuring in a sense.
On there before.
Yeah, exactly. Like since I've liked Fortnite on there, like their biggest streamer, like one of their biggest guys that they took from Twitch actually. They actually took him from there and paid him. Like they were like, hey, we'll pay you a bunch of money if you leave and come to us. And he was like, word up. And now he is huge. Yeah. He's gigantic. And it's still I don't even like that guy, and not like personally, but I don't even follow him or anything. And it still tells me, hey, such and such is streaming Fortnite because I like it. And so it's really up to Facebook. They'll just be like, hey, check this dude out. But what I've noticed too, and I've heard, it's kind of similar to Mixer. You kind of have to play the hot games, and it's a bummer. But obviously everything has and I like what you guys said too. How if you could stream whatever. Like I've noticed, even you were saying random games like Dark Souls and we just say Amnesia and game I didn't even hear of. Like that's awesome. Like if you can get viewers and anything from that, that's pretty awesome because that's pretty difficult here right now. Unless you have a community. Like that's the thing. If you already have a strong community, you're able to bring yourself high in the directories because the directories are manipulatable. Like if you have 50 people, you'll bypass even like Rocket League sometimes, which will have only like 45 people in it. So, like, if you go and you're playing Mario with 50 people, you'll actually go higher in the directory than the Rocket League. So you can really work it if you have a large enough community. You know what I mean? And, like, so I've actually done that to great crazy bonuses. Like there's been times where I've gone... And since I got crazy stuff from the hype, and all of a sudden there was like 100+ people, so I went okay, cool, and switched directories immediately because I knew those 100 people would make me completely in the highest in the directory. It was like a strategy, which of course then snowballed insanely. You know what I mean? Like that it ended up being a couple hundred people in just like a few hours. You know what I mean?
So how did you like your adventure on Caffeine? Was you a fan of it or?
Well, like I was saying, I don't know if you had heard me before. It wasn't like a real experience, sadly, because I didn't take like I turned it on and was like okay, and then went back to my usual stuff and kind of almost forgot it was on. And a couple people showed up and were like, "Hey, I can't hear you. Hey, well, I hope you can fix your audio problem. I'll try it back."
That's interesting.
You know what I mean? So like and that was just my fault because I was too busy because I'm a Mixer streamer, so I was just focusing on my Mixer stuff, and I just kind of flicked it on just for the heck of it. Because generally, like when I restream to Facebook, it's not because I want to stream on Facebook. It's mainly because I'm like, hey, Facebook people, come check me out on Mixer. Like that's just part of my part of my advertising strategy. You know, that's just marketing myself. You know what I mean? That's just smart business. You know what I mean? But that's just part of my strategy. Like I'm on Instagram all day long now. I'm on Twitter all day long now. I mean even Facebook. I have my own gaming page on there that I'm I try my best to keep it as active as possible. Even though you only have so much time in the day. You know what I mean? You only have so much time in the day.
To be honest, even if like Twitch, Caffeine, Mixer, all of them failed, I don't think I could see myself streaming on Facebook, to be entirely honest.
Well, that's crazy.
Maybe advertising, but
it's weird though. You got to just think about how things are, man. Just think about think about Facebook. Has it ever really lost yet? You know what I mean? Like when they put the gloves on, like they don't get knocked out. You know, they do the knocking out. You know what I mean? And like that's I don't want them to be. You know what I mean? Here, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
I know pretty much the only thing I can think of is a while back they were starting to try to compete with YouTube when it came to being a video service, kind of like YouTube is.
Yeah, they're pushing back on that.
That's the only thing I haven't really seen them really go all the way through with.
Yeah, and I think they just noticed the chink in the armor now with people kind of being like, yeah, YouTube sucks. Because if you notice, Facebook Watch has become crazy out of nowhere. Every day it's like, check out this new show. Dude, I even sat and watched the show and I didn't even know what it was. And all of a sudden it was like, guess what? You're enjoying Facebook Watch, sucker. And I was like, oh, darn, they got me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was like, I was just like, it was some like, what was like, it was Zach Morris's Evil or something. It was some sort of funny thing. And it was like, I was like, this is funny. You know what I mean? It was some sort of random little thing. And I was like, oh, wow, I guess they're really pushing. Because it's basically like shows. Hey, what's up, Kate? You know what I mean? It's basically, you know, like shows on there. Kind of like, I mean, they're all pushing crazy stuff. I mean, I just watched Cobra Kai on YouTube. That was dope. By the way. Yeah. Let's push Cobra Kai. That was dope.
I haven't seen it. I want to.
It was awesome. It was awesome. I'll just throw that out there. It was a good time. It was a good time. So it was really awesome. But anyway, why did you choose to leave to go to Caffiene? Like, did you go? Was there a reason why you're like, dude, Mixer sucks, or Twitch sucks? Like, because you both said you tried both before. Like, were you like, was it only the hey, not enough traction, or was there just was that basically the one reason? It was just like, hey, it's not working here. I gotta try something new.
Well, when I was doing Twitch, I haven't really been fully discouraged from doing Twitch, but I took and saw it on Facebook and decided to click on it and decided to go a little check out. And to be entirely honest, in most ways, it's easier. I would spend almost a little bit longer trying to do Twitch and not really finding much success in Caffeine. I just got views and followers by the dozens fucking rolling in. I already got up to 70 now, and it's only been about 3 weeks me taking and doing Caffeine, and I'm only off 4 days of the week, so
yeah, well, that's sweet. That's sweet, because
gathering traction pretty damn quick.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely, and obviously, I put in crazy hours. Like I only take 2 days off, and I usually stream, like 6 to 9 hours or something. Like, so I'm like 5 days a week. I'm on a lot. You know what I mean? I'm on a lot. So like part of obviously my decent side growth is because I work like hard. You know what I mean? But I also work against. I noticed recently, and this is a bummer for me. Like I've noticed, I wish I could change my schedule around. Since I do the graveyard shift, I have to. I obviously am fighting with the fact that half the people on the planet are sleeping. You know what I mean? No matter what, like no matter if it's U.S. or not, it's still a rough time. You know what I mean? We're starting at like 10 p.m. You know what I mean? It's really and don't get me wrong, it goes both ways because it's great because then there's this specific niche crew of people that are like word up. On the night crew, what up? And it's awesome. But then it's the other side because there's just less people. Because I noticed the other day, I just randomly said whatever, and I popped on in the middle of the day, and it was insane. I was like, what? You know what I mean? I was like, what? I didn't even know the difference. Like it was like the first time I even bothered to try it, like early, and I had just so many more people just that were all actively watching at one point, as opposed to just kind of popping in. Because I stream for so long, usually what happens is it's a revolving door of just like people that are like, hey, we're up to chill for about 10 to 15, maybe 20, maybe 30 minutes, and then roll out. But I mean, because who's going to hang out for 8 hours? I mean, who has 8 hours? I mean, Jesus. But you know what I mean? So that's pretty normal, but it's great because it just kind of goes on, you know, goes on and on.
So have you ever thought about moving to Caffeine, or would you ever like move to Caffeine or do it on Caffeine?
No, I definitely didn't really plan on it. Plan on going anywhere, you know. Like I really just it's just fun to talk about, and it's nice to know. And I like to just, I mean, I like to put ideas out there for everybody. That's kind of the reason why I do this. Like that's why I just put this out there. That's why I put this everywhere, just for the heck of it. Because it's awesome too. Because like let's say, I mean, this is what episode 16. I did like 10 episodes just for the heck of it, without really anybody saying anything, and that's fine or whatever. But in the past couple, I've had a lot of people going, hey. You know, like when's that next one? Like I wish I put this out more because well, actually, usually people watch it, listen to this later. But a bunch of people kept saying, "Hey, that was awesome." I like, what's that? When's the next one? Or hey, I didn't. That totally put a new perspective that I completely didn't think about. And I was like, "Oh, word! This is the reason for it. Cool. I'm gonna just go kind of push more into it." And it kind of it lights that fire up too because you get more excited about things when people are into it. It's kind of like when you switch to Caffiene and you start getting people seeing you and starting to see viewers. You're like, "Oh, word!" You get more excited about it and more into it because there's fruits of your labors. You know what I mean? You're working towards something, you're trying, and then all of a sudden you're seeing the returns. You're like, "Oh, word up!" You know what I mean? It's awesome. You know?
Yeah. And to be honest, I'd be doing this all day, every day anyway, even if I wasn't streaming. That's all I ever do is just play games.
That's great.
4 days in a row, just me playing games for about 12 to 13 hours and waking up, doing it again, whatever responsibilities I gotta do besides cooking.
Did you ever think about Mixer?
Mixer? I saw it back whenever I was on Xbox for a little while, and I gave it some thought, but I never really got too serious into it.
Only because, well, the reason why I ask is because I've heard, and there's tons of people that I've watched because I've been right here and I've watched them switch over. And like I've watched people that were straight up like kind of not just failing, but like just having too tough of a time over on Twitch, and then going okay screw it, and then running over to Mixer and then not exploding, but like exploding enough to where some of them are partnered already, and it's like god damn, that's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It literally just went from like kind of not working to perfectly working. You know what I mean? Like. And I'm still waiting. Like my numbers fluctuate too heavily to want to apply, and because I'm waiting for the summer, and the summer's about to start, and I figured that's the moment where it's literally everyone's out of school, numbers are going to explode. I think Mixer's going to be pretty big during the summer, so I figure I'm going to wait until after that before I go towards that. But it's funny, like. It's funny how over here it's real different. There's some people that have come to Twitch that were like, "Hey, look, I have a bunch of people, and I don't know how it worked, but they're like, okay, cool, you're partnered." And it's like, what? There's been people over here been working for, like friends of mine at least. I haven't been here that long, so I can't complain. I'm not complaining for myself at all. Like, I would be so spoiled to be like, yo, it's been 6 months. I want partnership. Like, that's crazy. Like, in my mind, I thought I was going to have to put in a couple years. Like, straight up. I was like, 2 years, and I'll be like, that's when I'll feel like, hey, what's going on? So honestly, but there's people I know, like a friend of mine, right? He was on Twitch for 2 or 3 years. He said a long time, and he said, you know, obviously he got people, but it was like basically wasn't working. And now he's looking at, I think he's at 8,500 now here. He's about 8,500. He's not partnered yet, but that's just because he's a non-cam streamer, so they're way tougher. They're way tougher on allowing people in. But I know he's going to be, and it just shows that you really just try over here. It's gonna guaranteed, because basically here's the thing, right? Right here, I mean, it's funny. I almost like there's like a piece of me right now, like, dude, don't say anything. You're gonna let the word out. I don't know why, but like I swear, the thing is, right now, oh, word up, thanks guys. Right now, how Mixer is how Twitch was a few years ago. It's true. It's true. When Twitch was a few years ago, if you came in and you walked in and you were like, okay, and don't get me wrong, you can't just be like, I play games and I sit silently and I don't do anything. No one's gonna watch. I'm assuming that the content has some quality. So beside the point of assuming that, if you started with Twitch those years ago and you just put in that work and you had some bit of quality, you will find traction. But that's not true anywhere. The point is Mixer is that right now. Like it's that same world. It's that world where people are pouring in, and it's freaking Microsoft. It's, you know what I mean? It's Microsoft. Like, you always have to remember that. Like, it's not like they don't like to lose either. It's just like I was saying about Facebook. Microsoft doesn't like to lose either, and I don't see them giving up, you know? And which is my whole thing. So, and they're putting in the advertising, all that stuff. So, putting in the work now and waiting it out, it's you're gonna basically grow with the platform.
It really is.
You know what I mean? You're gonna grow with it. But that's true for Caffeine too. So, I mean, who knows?
Yeah. But did you like, I mean, any factors or anything that you liked about Caffeine, or I mean, did you not really get what it was? I mean, Chain, like when you started Chain, you didn't really get into it, but recently you I mean, with the help from people from Caffeine, like I mean, one thing I love about Caffeine is that the community is so big and that people are willing to help you. Yeah, Chain, how was it like your first week of like starting Caffeine?
Well, like I said before, I didn't really do it. You know what I mean? I didn't really do it. I just kind of messed around with it. You know, like I didn't really do it for real. But I took a look at it and I listened. You know, like I watched other people's really quickly to see what it was. I liked how the interface was super basic, but that's really not for me because I don't need a basic interface. What's up, Wetzel? What's up, Beast? What's up, Handyman?
What about you, Chain? How did you like it, Chain?
But say it again.
How did you like it, little Coach Chain?
Oh, we're.
You still there?
Hello?
Can you hear it? Yeah, he's
sorry.
It's okay.
I was distracted. I'm sorry, what's up?
It's okay.
How did you like your first week on Caffeine?
My first week on Caffeine?
Yeah, tell us about it.
It's pretty much like how I said. Whenever I made this, when I took and hopped over on Caffeine, I took and started getting follows and like crazy. I mean, like I said before, even if I wasn't doing streaming, I'd be just gaming all the time. And I really like just talking to people and stuff, so whenever I started doing it and people started showing up, decided to start talking, and She-Wolf was actually one of the first ones that ever showed up, I just, you know, kind of stuck with it. So I like it. It's good.
Did they have any sort of partnership type of program thing over there?
No, not right now. We don't have any of that right now.
I mean, I know that it's not like they're not like fully like released yet, but I was curious if like that's been talked about, if there's forums, like I was like, I mean, obviously people are going to start like thinking about, hey, monetization and all that stuff, like
monetization is coming in the future, but right now there's no partnerships or anything going on. They want to do that in the future, but they're not trying to move so fast.
Right now, anybody who's looking to do something like that probably would want to take and hop in on it before it starts getting real big. Because once it gets real big, it's going to be a lot more difficult, kind of like how Mixer is.
100%. It's getting a little bit more difficult, because there's like,
Wetzel.
Yeah, Wetzel. If you got any questions, go for it. Yeah. There's two people in my Discord right now that are over from streamers that are over from Caffeine. Yeah, so we're talking about that right now. So yeah, you just popped in, Wetzel. What's up, my dude? What's up, Street Villains? What's up, Wet? What's up, Handy? What's up, Beast? My gun is huge. What's up, guys? But yeah, so if you have any questions or whatever, just toss it up on the screen. Oh, you know what? That's something I was thinking about. Is there like with Twitch and Mixer? Because like I went to PAX and stuff, so I got to see a lot of the people that they invited over there. So there's some people that are super obvious for. Like, hey, you know, that's one of the big streamers over there, like, that's obvious. Is there any quote-unquote big streamers on Caffeine? You know what I'm saying?
Right now, we have a lot of celebrity streamers. We have Jerry Trainer on Caffeine. We have Terry Crews. We have Tara Perry. She was on the show from Nickelodeon called We Are The Beat, the Fresh Beat Band. We have people like that, and we have lots of... people from Twitch here too. I mean, Caffeine hired a lot of people from Twitch to come over. I mean, they don't broadcast regularly, but they're all on Caffeine. They do have Caffeine accounts.
Cool. Yeah, I was wondering. Because it's like, I mean, I feel like, obviously on a starting platform, it's hard to obviously have somebody that's, you know, going to start up instantly big, but I wasn't sure if there was somebody getting enough traction to be like, oh yeah, this guy's kind of exploding, you know what I mean?
But right now, the biggest person on Caffeine, in my opinion, and it's kind of pretty much a fact by the numbers, is Caff. Caff is the biggest person on Caffeine, and the cool thing about Caff is that he he's not really out. He's not really big outside of Caffeine, but when it's outside of Caffeine, he's really big. He has talks with Caffeine like pretty much every day. And he's pretty much their golden kid right now. Is Caff, and like he put in the time and work into it. So I mean that he deserves that. But pretty much the cool thing about Caff is that I'm a little chain. Like he started. Did Caff visit you or not? I'm not sure if Caff ever visit you. Chain. I'm not sure if not yet. But Caff makes sure to visit everyone.
Gotcha. Well, see,
I remember my first week on Caffeine. Caff, the biggest person on Caffeine, he came into my broadcast and he actually like sat there and watched my broadcast and talked to me a little bit, and that was really amazing about it.
That's cool. I mean, and that's the way to do it, man. That's networking, man. That's organic networking. That's real. Yeah, I mean, there's some people, and that's the thing. I mean, it's really easy to come off, kind of sketchy with that too. There's a lot of people that just kind of like pop in and just kind of like, hey, what's up? Like I was saying before, the people that are like, hey, what's up? This is awesome. They've never actually been there and stuff. So, so that's cool. You know what I mean? Having people that actually come catch you, check you out.
It was cool that like a big person of Caffeine came in. I mean, even the staff, they came in and checked out me and Chang. Like, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Well, actually, for example, so anyone listening to this has a better perspective, like that guy in particular, what's that guy have for numbers? Because people are probably thinking that anyway. If anyone's like, oh, they're on Twitch, they're thinking of the number. And if they're
are you talking about Caff? Or
yeah. Like if he's considered a big guy, what is that? Is it in like the thousands? Is it in the tens of thousands? Like,
let me see. Let me go back. I know that the second ticket has 100K. Let me see. But Kane, what you gotta say, Kane? Chain, you was gotta say something. If you still there, you was gonna say something. I was gonna say that I think that a Caffeine staff or Caffeine in your first week of that. I'm not sure.
I've had one talk in chat once. What do you say, Wenzel? I'm not sure what you mean. JTF gang, what it do, bad lag? What do you mean? We get employees here sometimes. I've had one talk in chat once. What do you mean, Wenzel? I'm not sure what you mean, bro.
A what?
In chat, I was asking somebody in chat, but what were you asking, chat?
I was pretty much saying, like, I remember Chain's first week inside of Caffeine. The first week I was asking if Caff or anybody from Caffeine came in to stop and said hello to you.
Oh, gotcha.
Chain, if you can hear me.
Were you asking me something?
Yeah. He was basically asking you if any like the staff or any of the main. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to hear. He's asking if it's okay. He was asking if any people from like staff or any of the people from Caffeine came by in your first week of streaming, like while you're streaming.
So what I know, probably not. I've had a few people come by who are decently popular. They can come by and chat with me and stuff like that. But as far as I know, I haven't got any.
Because the reason why I brought it up is.
I know Ellie comes by sometimes. He's a Caffeine staff.
Oh, he's actually in here right now watching on my stream.
That's wicked funny. Okay, well, for instance, what number? Like I mean, I was asking a second ago. I don't know if you had heard me. So other people can understand the difference in numbers and stuff. What number is like a guy like you said, who Caff or whatever his name? I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And what type of numbers does he have if he's considered a big streamer? Because some people like if they're looking over at Twitch and there's literally like hundreds of thousands, but if you go to a Mixer, there's only a couple. There's like literally.
One thing I want to say about Caffeine is we are really big about everybody being equal on Caffeine. I heard Caff and I heard big people saying like we are equal in Caffeine. I mean, outside of Caffeine, we're pretty much nothing. That's one thing we're big. One thing we're really big about is community and not like trying to divide everyone here. Right now, Caff has 5K right now. 5K right now. It's not pretty big.
Oh, he's the one I spotted with 5K. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. That's cool. See, that's what I was wondering is because sometimes like the difference between because that's good on a starting platform. because there's so many differences between the three right now. Like, I mean, obviously, you know, Twitch being insanely different. I think I heard this recently. They said Mixer has like 3% or something. I heard this on another podcast. Like 3% of the users. You know what I mean? That's crazy different. Like, that's so different. And it's nuts to think that there's still people. Like, I saw somebody recently with like a little over 100,000 followers and stuff like that over here. Which that's like that's someone who's, those are probably the highest numbers here. But there's people with like that are hitting million over on Twitch, so it's so crazy. Yeah, 3%. Yeah, Wetzel. Yeah, 3%. And now by now it might be getting to be 4, might be getting to be 5.
Even
this
still,
was a couple
3% is an impressive number.
It is. Well, it is when you're thinking in the thousands. But all I'm thinking is
small though.
If you hit 10, like this is what I'm thinking though. You hit 10%, and that's, you don't even need to go higher, and you can be pretty banging for a long time. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? It's only a few more percent to kind of have enough users watching to take care of all the streamers that are currently here right now. You know what I mean? Like to have enough people like, yeah, word, I got a community, you got a community, you got a community. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's kind of cool, because that's my only worry with Caffiene, because I was like, okay, cool, that's cool, because I'm open-minded, man. I'm willing to check out anything if there's something cool, if it's worth it. Like I'm definitely not one to, like I said, I'm trying to come up on my 5K myself, and that's so I don't really have any reason to go anywhere else, but I definitely could see other people that are like, all right, you know, I don't want to, I want to try, I want to get in on something brand new, you know, and that, I mean, I get it, that's still.
From Twitch, we have people from Mixer. I mean, they do Mixer and they do Caffiene at the same time, so there's a lot of, I mean, it's always a way you can do that. I mean, it's cool that people are like, oh, I'm on Twitch. I don't want to like quit Twitch, but I love Caffiene too. So they do both. So that's always the option.
Gotcha. And Softkill makes a good point too. You first used Mixer because it's already on Xbox, and that to me, that was one of the very first things in my mind when I sat down and was like, hey, and don't get me wrong, I didn't plan on streaming anywhere else, so it's not like I was like, yes, I sat and I thought about all of them. Don't get me wrong, I only thought about Mixer, but I was like, oh, hey, look, cool, this is on the freaking Xbox dashboard, right? That's all I could think of. I was like, wait a minute, that's literally one button press from everything. Okay, everyone plays Xbox. Like, it's going to be exactly what. So give Mixer 2 years and it's going to be rocking. It doesn't mean that it's going to beat Twitch. It doesn't. I don't think so at all. I just think they're going to contend, and that's it. And maybe Caffiene as well. Who knows? But I just think it's just going to be a contending race. I don't really feel like anyone's just going to crumble. You know what I mean? It always feels like everything, particularly when it comes to internet businesses and technology, it always feels like things are about to crumble. You know, it's always like, oh, dude, we got a week left and it's all over. And it's never, you know what I mean? That's not true.
Fucking trippy.
What's up, That's so loud in my ear. That's so funny. What's up, Emo? What's up, brother? You know what I mean? That's always what people think. So it's like, you know. Oh,
and a crotchless Uncle Sam costume. And I want the entire field of your largest stadium covered end to end with naked redheads. I should have turned that down. Anyway, hey, baby girl. What's up, sweetheart? But you know what I mean. So that's cool. So that's good to know. So like a big guy over there is about 5K. Average people are about the same. Average normal people here. Because I know a lot of people are interested in that. I mean, when kind of a lot of people go, yeah, numbers don't matter, blah blah. Yeah, that's fine. But when it comes down to it, everyone always wants to know. That's why I asked. And of course I wouldn't expect it, but I know people would always want to know if there was monetization and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm all about like waiting on that type of thing anyway. Like I don't try to paywall anything other, but I try to add like value and add things like that, but I don't try to like, I don't ask for anything. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that. I just have a, hey, if you want to tip and stuff like that, that's cool, but I don't, you know, I try not to do that. Like in my mind, I want to have higher and higher quality to the point where someone's like, yo, this is such high quality, I want to help him out. Like that's in my mind how it works.
About Caffiene, sorry to cut you off, but about Caffiene is that when he was talking about donations, right now they don't have a donation, but we don't have any of that right now.
Yeah, you can do it on your own, is what I mean. Like you can always say, you can create your own third party.
They won't ever add a donation because that's the same thing Twitch does. They are all about thinking outside of Twitch and trying to. The rebels right now is pretty much Twitch right now. They're trying to outthink and outmaneuver Twitch right now. They want to bring in new ideas and new things to make Caffiene unique, and that's kind of what thing I love about it. Caffiene is kind of like Nothing else out there. It's not like Mixer. It's not like Twitch. It's not like Smashcast. It's not like any of that.
Yeah.
It's like Caffeine. People are like, oh, we need to have a search bar and stuff like that. And I mean, that would make Caffeine just like everything else. And one thing about Caffeine, they're all about fairness and about equalness. And if you did have a search bar on Caffeine, please tell me what would people look up? They will look up PUBG. They will look up games like
Fortnite all day. It'd be Fortnite every day.
Yeah,
it'd be 99% Fortnite, dude. It's just like Mixer.
Yeah. What about the people who play games like I play Binding of Isaac? I play games that people don't really know about.
It's a good point. I like it. I like your point because that right there. Because I'll tell you right now, you're gonna have a freaking tough time playing those games over here. You will. Exactly.
That's what I love about Caffeine. That they don't have that share option. Like I could just play the games. I get people just like people playing PUBG. That's one thing about Caffeine. They're all about fairness and about like making sure everybody has an opportunity.
Well, I'm not sure if you know this offhand or whatever. I mean, other than like Facebook ads, do you know what kind of user acquisition they're working on? Like, do they do anything else otherwise to get new people in? Because I just see Facebook ads, but I don't know. Like, I don't really see anywhere else. I mean, I assume they do. I just don't know what it is. You know.
Right now, I know they're really big on like getting Twitch streamers to come over to Caffeine. That's what they're doing besides the Facebook ads.
Talking Twitch streamers over. That's
talking to Twitch streamers, trying to make them come over here and making deals with them and stuff like that.
That's funny.
It's pretty much their best chance at gaining a lot of viewers because that's where a lot of people are right now.
Well, yeah,
and right now we have a ball in our court. We have a ball in our court. ESL just made a deal with Caffeine, so that's a good deal. So ESL is going to be
pissed about that. Must be getting pissed about all the people coming over to fucking Caffeine.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, well, that's cool. Oh, BMO. These are two streamers that are over from Caffeine, and we're talking about pretty much all the platforms at the moment. BMO's another one of my mods. What's up, homie? You mean Streamlabs?
Super cool. It's
totally one of your mods is over here watching through my Caffeine actually.
Nice.
Super Goose, I think his name was.
Yeah, oh, that's Goose. She's from Australia. That's one of my mods from Australia.
Yeah.
The Goose. But yeah. But yeah, it's funny that I'm glad that the jump is successful because I know a lot of people, you know, when they came over here, and some people had awesome success, and some people have been putting in the work and not really digging it and wanting to go back. Quack. So it's awesome. It's good that I'm glad you found success over there. That's always cool. And just for anybody that's like wondering, hey, you know, maybe I should try that. Or anything really, and for new streamers, because it's something that people ask constantly. It's literally the first thing asked, like, and hey, I like to just touch on it all the time because different answers from different people always just result in, you know, different results. What would you guys suggest? Because obviously you try new things. If someone's like, hey man, you know, I'm starting off, what do I do? Because I mean, it's literally the same question. How do I get new viewers and all this stuff? What would you say? Because I answer that question all the time. How would you guys answer it?
You mean starting off on Caffeine or just
anywhere? Because you're just starting off. Like me, I mean, I might have forgotten some stuff. It's been quite a few months now, so it's like, I'm looking from a slightly different point of view. You said you're just kind of still starting on both platforms, and
honestly, if you're just starting off, in my own perspective, I would see it probably not as the best idea to go straight to Twitch. But in the near future, I've given some thought to upgrading the RAM on my computer so I can stream up to more than one platform at a time.
Yeah, good idea.
Like restream. Oh, well, okay. I'm glad you said. That's what I was talking about earlier. I'm not sure if you guys were already you know, aware of Restream.io. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Restream.io.
Yeah.
I have no idea what that means.
Okay, so I said that earlier, assuming you guys. Okay, I just assume everything. My bad. Okay, so the reason why I had a little bit of issues when I started.
One thing about Caffeine, I remember there was a guy on Caffeine. His name was he's kind of a wild card, but his name was Flat. He used to do Caffeine. He used to podcast on Caffeine. Sure.
It's really getting hard to understand you.
Yeah, one thing about it was like one thing that he used to broadcast on Twitch, all of those websites at the same time. The thing about Caffeine is that they I mean anything with a new streaming service, they really like loyal to caffeine and loyal to what caffeine stands for. And you have to be careful about like broadcasting on 2 different sites because I mean the caffeine, I mean they're pretty much really anti Twitch. So I mean pretty much makes everything just like that. So that's and when you were saying about like for new streamers, I pretty much say go give caffeine a try. Give caffeine a try because it's pretty easy to do. I mean, like people are like, oh, do you have to use OBS and stuff? All you have to do
you don't have to,
into it and pretty much start up the application and you're good. You don't really need to use any OBS or fancy stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much effort at all.
So what I was saying a second ago is Restream.io. That's literally what I was starting to use earlier, but that's what took me a second to get online. I've used it many times. It's a website. I actually pay for it. I actually pay an extra $15 a month just to be able to use an extra URL, which is on Facebook because they don't use Facebook. You have to you actually have to pay a little bit. But I put in all the stream keys for all the different areas. So when I turn on my stream through OBS, it sends it to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, everywhere. I've done that. I use it myself. But the issue with that is sometimes the people, like if you already have a large community, it can actually mess you up because some people will be like, hey, I'm not going to bother going to Mixer because I could just watch them here. And I watched that. That happened right off the bat.
I'm so sorry about my mic reason, everybody. Like I'm using my laptop right now because my PC's been.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to hear you. But yeah, so it's okay. But yeah, so that's how I mean, that's just because I have a nice computer, so I understand what you mean about upgrading your RAM in order to do that. Because so if you're wondering about how to do that, that is how you do it. That's how everyone does it. That's the way you do it. Restream.io. That's it. Go to it's a web page, and it does it right. It just does it through the web. It's easy and it's cool. And like I said, you can do it for free if you don't want to bother with Facebook. I highly suggest you don't ignore Facebook. You'll be crazy to ignore it.
I'll take a look at it.
Only because I'm telling you, in 6 months you're gonna be like, shit, he was right. You know what I mean? Like, and it sucks because I don't want to be right because I just want to be like, yeah, Mixer's gonna win. I want to say that, but it's just I know what I'm talking about, so I'm like, darn it. You know what I mean? I just know what Facebook is, and I'm afraid they're gonna just really pull the guns out. I just hope that they're like, whatever, let's make it a low key thing and not really push into it. And just want to contend and not want to take over because they have the money to take over. They literally could really buy Twitch if they really wanted to, so it's scary. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. They could just be like, you know what? We own it. And that's like, but I don't think they care that much. They just want to make their own. So, but either way, it's scary. But I highly suggest looking into it. But either way, if you do want to use Restream, it's free if you don't do Facebook. So you can be like, cool, I'm going to try Mixer, Twitch, and you know whatever else and whatever. There's a bunch of they actually offer tons of platforms. But you can do that very easily, and it comes with I don't know if your computer's good enough, but it comes with its own little chat widget that you can set up so you can see all of your chats. So you can have it on your computer, and you'll be like, oh, this person's talking from Mixer. Oh, this person's talking from YouTube. Yeah, it's pretty dope, and I forgot a lot of people don't realize that it exists, but I've used it, so it exists. You know what I mean? I've used it. It works great. I just that the only thing that sometimes doesn't work so well is, like today, I rely on my notifications, and that's a problem with Mixer actually. Is people get unfollowed by accidentally all the time, and it screws me big time. Like they all of a sudden they'll be like, "Dude, you're streaming? What happened?" It says I'm unfollowed, and I'm like, "No, what?" They'd be like, "They haven't seen you on all week," and I'd be like, "I've been on all day, every week, all week," and they're like, "Oh shoot!" And so that sucks. That definitely happens. They gotta go through Amazon first. They want to buy Twitch. Oh, I know, right? Right? No, they could buy it off them. They could buy it off them. Because remember, they bought it, so they could just buy it off them. But it's crazy. It's really crazy. But anyway, before we end, is there anything else you guys want to add?
If you feel like going streaming, if you feel like you want to put in the effort and go for it, go for it. Have fun.
Yeah, and yeah, shout your guys' streams out.
Oh. You can follow me at Caffiene under Little Toko Chan, or you can find me under my less popular one on Twitch, also under the same name. You can find me anywhere under the handler Little Toko Chan. Yeah, and that's spelled how it sounds, Lil L-I-L, like Lil L-I-L, Toko Chan. Yeah. For anybody who's hearing this as little, it's Lil. Yeah. Hey, next time?
And you can find me on XR She-Wolf. I have a better mic than because I'm using my laptop right now. But you can find me there at XR She-Wolf and for this. But yeah,
we'd be more than happy to have you.
Cool. Well, word up. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
And next time I pop on Caffeine, I'll swing through.
All right, cool.
And say what it do.
Right.
Word. Well, you guys have a lovely, lovely evening or morning, depending on where you are, and I hope your streams go awesome.
All right, thanks, man.
Thanks
You have a
so
good one.
much.
No problem, my dudes.
Woo!
Adios.
Latest.
Peanuts.
Word up, everybody. That was two lovely, wonderful streamers / broadcasters from over on Caffeine. That's another streaming site.